Hello everyone, Sandbox Code here. In this video, I'll be giving my first impression of my brand new Pimax Crystal that I just received from Amazon a few days ago. If you have been coming here for a while, you probably already know where this is going since I'm always pretty pumped and excited about VR. So of course, I'm definitely looking forward to basically making more videos about the Pimax Crystal. I've been waiting for this headset to release ever since I first saw it was announced and could not wait to get this video uploaded, but I wanted to play around with this headset for a few days first. If this is your first time here, welcome. I mainly cover DCS, but I occasionally look at other flight sims and VR games. If you enjoyed this video, please consider banging that like button and consider subscribing for more content. This video will be broken up in two chapters. This footage is captured from DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator with Heatblur's F-14 Tomcat, which is a fantastic module, by the way, that you should definitely consider buying if you have interest in Microsoft Flight Simulator and you enjoy the Tomcat. Heatblur is offering a discount on this module if you already purchased it for DCS. I'll link to their page where you can talk to customer support. I do not have any affiliate codes. I'm not affiliated with Pimax or Heatblur. All right, let's get right into this. First, I want to cover why I purchased this headset and to give you a brief background about my history with VR. I was one of the early adopters for the original Rift dev kit. I was blown away even though back then it was a very early prototype, very pixelated. From there, I purchased a production retail unit once that was available. Then eventually landed on the Quest 2. I have also used a Quest 3. I would consider myself a VR enthusiast, but I also have a Tobii eye tracker, which I've covered in previous videos, which I do use whenever I'm not in VR. Granted, it's been a while since I haven't been in VR. Lately, I've been, as you can understand, definitely in VR with all these new toys and gadgets coming out. Naturally, I was interested in the Crystal after it was announced since it includes eye tracking, uncompressed 4K visuals thanks to a display port that you can plug directly into the headset. This means you do not have to go through a USB port, deal with compression, or try and eliminate it with like changing the encoder, increasing the bit rate, stuff like that. It just works naturally, get a natural uncompressed image. Also, the QLED panels can really get us some very nice deep blacks, especially since we also have local dimming. Also, thanks to eye tracking, we can also use dynamic foveated rendering, which gives us a very nice performance boost, even though we are rendering to 4K per eye, which is basically a big resolution bump over your average headset. I say average, but there's also some new headsets coming along, but what I mean is past headsets. I guess we can call it like past gen. Note, at the time of this recording, this is one of the few eye tracking VR solutions you can get your hands on. The Vario Aero reduced their price recently to, I think, around $900 US, around 900 to 1,000 US, but it quickly sold out of stock. And they announced they would not be producing any more of the Vario Aero as they change their focus to the XR4. That leaves the Quest Pro, which currently sells for around $917 on Amazon at the time of this recording, which also has eye tracking. However, I was really excited to try out a product from a different vendor, so I decided to give the Pimax Crystal a go. And I was able to score it while it was on a lightning sale on Amazon for around $1,200 US. When I received the headset, setup was pretty easy. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because by this point there's been a lot of other videos, but you have to be careful if you're watching a video about the Pimax Crystal from like 8 months ago or something like that, because those reviewers, they receive a prototype Pimax, but I have the release version that went to retail since I bought it from Amazon. After I received the Pimax, all I needed to do was install Pimax XR, the Pimax, I forget what they call it, the Pimax desktop application, which you use to set up your headset. And also there's an additional community quad view utility. So basically, the creator of OpenXR Toolkit, he also made Quad View utility and the Pimax XR. He was doing a lot. Also, after that, I would say the only snag I ran into when I was setting up everything was I didn't understand that first you have to have open. I already had Open XR Toolkit. Then I installed Quad View, so that was fine. But then I decided to upgrade Open XR Toolkit later, and that basically winded up breaking OpenXR. And this is no fault of Pimax, since this is all community tools developed by Mbucha. I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but basically, and he points this out in his instructions though, but basically you have to make sure you install the Quad View utility. And also keep in mind, there's very few apps that support Quad View, but luckily DCS does right out the box, and also Pavlov according to the directions. Also, keep in mind, Pimax also added dynamic foveated rendering directly into their app. The first VR app I booted up was DCS, of course. I hopped right into the Apache and was amazed by the visual. I saw the clarity, it's very nice, and it just felt like a big step up. I didn't have to like strain my eyes, of course, to read the text that's on MFDs. My FPS varies at the moment from, I haven't done any tweaking, I'm running DCS maxed out, but it's varying from like around 45 and above at the moment. There might be some tweaks I can do with the quad views and stuff like that. Plus, there's a lot of guides, such as there's a guide by Tally Mouse, which I haven't done all of those steps yet. I'm not doing that at all. And from my understanding is I'm going to get a giant FPS boost from that. So I'll probably be making a follow-up video where I dig deeper into like the performance. But for right now, I'm just giving my impressions more about the visuals that I'm getting. The second app that I boot up was Microsoft Flight Simulator, and once again, I was stunned by the visuals I saw. I feel like it's almost a very zen-like experience, just sitting inside the Tomcat at Nellis Air Force Base. Mind you, I'm using Heatblur's Tomcat because I believe there's another Tomcat that's available for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the one I bought was the Tomcat on Heatblur's website. I also paid for the Nellis Air Force Base. At the time of this recording, that's the only Air Force Base that I know of that you can buy. There's also like another community Air Force bases that you can download for free, but this is the only one that I know of you can pay for on the marketplace. I did sit around inside the Tomcat at nighttime. I know in Red Kite's video, he made the observation about the local dimming, that he was having some minor issue with that, but that's something you can tweak in your JSON file. I'll try and link to a video where you can basically resolve that yourself. You can just tweak that setting for local dimming, set it to like .005, something like that is a value I'm running with. And for me, the blacks are very, very nice. So sitting in your cockpit at nighttime, that's a good way to check out the local dimming of the Pimax Crystal. By the way, I did not discuss any cons because so far in the past few days I've been using it, I have not noticed anything that just really stuck out beyond, I would say maybe, obviously it looks a little bit bulky, but it's surprisingly light, but it does look bulky. So maybe to some people, I'll just lose some cool factor. I have no idea. It looks cool to me, though. Let's see what else I can think of. Honestly, that's probably about it. I need to play around with the Pimax software some more. But so far, it seems pretty good. Like, there's one thing I should mention, though. The earphones that you get from Amazon is not the DMOS. I think it's pronounced the DMOS headphones. They're premium headphones. You have to pay like an extra $100 or whatever for the premium headphones. So the default headphones that's included with your Pimax, it might be on par with the Quest 2, somewhere around there. So what do you think about the Pimax Crystal? Do you plan to get one? Are you going to wait for it to go on sale on Amazon? Will you instead? Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Myself, the Pimax Crystal has definitely won me over. It's going to be my daily ride. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, I'll have a link up there somewhere. It should appear on your screen there, a link to one of my other videos where I recently covered like my thoughts about DCS 2024. I'm very excited about that, so I gave my thoughts about the Chinook. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.